Greetings, my scattered brothers and sisters in the Lord. Trust you know the Lord is with you wherever you find yourself scattered today, and that you know that his presence with you is more than enough for whatever you might face today. Well, Jesus is dead. He has been on the cross now, and he has given up his spirit. The Roman soldier threw the spear, thrust the spear through his side. The blood and the water flowed out, and everyone knows that Jesus has died. Well, the question is, what's going to happen to his body? Joseph of Arimathea, a secret follower of Jesus, a disciple that stayed under the radar out of fear, boldly approached Pilate, the Roman governor, and requested permission to take the body of Jesus down from the cross and to give the body of Jesus a proper burial. We also read that Nicodemus went with Joseph of Arimathea. Nicodemus was the one who approached Jesus by night back in John chapter 3, and Jesus told him that he must be born again. So here we have these two men, these two disciples of Jesus that stayed under the radar, followed Jesus secretly, and yet at Jesus' death, they're emboldened. They have the courage to go to Pilate to request permission to take Jesus' body down and to give Jesus' body a proper burial. This was kind of unusual. Typically, when somebody was crucified, nobody really cared about what happened to their bodies. Rarely did they receive proper burial. And yet here, these two disciples are determined to make sure that Jesus is honored in death and that he receives a proper burial. Interesting question. How dead did Jesus become? Well, the answer, he was dead enough to bury. Now, that's kind of good news. We might not think of that as such good news, but if Jesus didn't fake death, he became so dead that he was dead enough to bury. What that means is that he fully became one of us. That he didn't just pretend to be one of us, he became so one of us that he died. How dead did he get? Dead enough to bury. You and I, our day is coming. One day we will die. How dead will we get? Well, we will get dead enough to bury. See, this is actually good news because Jesus so becomes one of us that we have the hope of resurrection. God did not leave Jesus dead. God did not just get Jesus' spirit out of there, but God raised up Jesus from the dead, brought him forth from the grave, and gave Jesus resurrection life, life of that kingdom age to come. And Jesus is the firstborn from among the dead. See, that's our hope. Not simply that, our souls will go to heaven. That would allow death to win, at least a partial victory in terms of claiming our bodies. No, God wants full victory, and he achieves that in Jesus, raising Jesus from the dead. And that becomes our hope, that in Jesus, as we follow Jesus, as we listen to Jesus, as we give our lives to Jesus, that we will be resurrected as well. So wherever you find yourself scattered today, kind of weird to say it, but rejoice that Jesus was buried. Because what that means is that at our burial, it won't be the end. Just as Jesus was resurrected, we too have the hope of resurrection because of what God did in Jesus. And as we place our faith and our trust in him, death will win nothing. God bless. Have a great day. And again, celebrate the burial of Jesus.